Greater Harlem, Boza, and your team, and of course, everybody that was been affiliated with this effort. As you all may know, the late Congressman Rangel and I came together with a vision that City College should have sort of like a state-of-the-art international institute center. At that time, we weren't talking about it having his name, but that will train young people in matters pertaining to infrastructure, major infrastructure work that the nation obviously is taking up. And we were looking at the 2nd Avenue subway, as well as Gateway and several major projects that would provide job opportunities for young people. So President Boudreaux and his vision put together the Charles B. Rangel Infrastructure Workforce Institute. I'm reading it off for you. and I think it has been very successful. In the process, the Institute has reached partnerships with the building trades, which is very important because the building trades have their own training components. 6, I believe they have. And now the Institute is one of those training components. So the young people that are trained here, once they complete their training, will then be absorbed by the building trades, right? And they will get apprenticeships eventually. They will get full membership in the future for the building trades, and get access and the opportunity to have prevailing wage employment. And of course, the impetus to all of this was 2nd Avenue subway and Gateway, but there are other initiatives that will come our way that these young people will be trained for. I believe that there's already work with New Jersey, right? And initiatives that have come from other places outside of 2nd Avenue and Gateway. And so I thank you. I didn't have to read any of this. I didn't think you did. I thank you for it. You know, we did provide an additional $2 million, right? And I've been able to secure $13 million for this important work, right? And the governor has chipped in. Of course, 2nd Avenue subway is a big project. We were there today on 2nd Avenue talking to small businesses. The 2nd Avenue subway is a $7.7 billion project. But it shouldn't be just 3 subway stops, right? It has to be an economic engine for Harlem, East Harlem, all of Northern Manhattan, to provide jobs. And for that, you need a place like the Institute to train people to be ready for those jobs that are very technical in scope, very different now. A lot of stuff is digital, but you also have simple things like OSHA training, among other things that are necessary for folks to be trained. And so I'm going to say it in a capsule in Spanish now. Esta es una iniciativa que le acabamos de dar 2 millones más, que suma a $13 millones al Instituto Rangel aquí en City College, que fue una iniciativa tanto mía como del congresista Rangel de tener ese instituto de entrenamiento para proyectos de infraestructura, como es el tren de la Segunda Avenida, el túnel que se está construyendo en Midtown, entre otros proyectos. De manera que de aquí se van a entrenar miles de estudiantes y lo hacen ya junto a los sindicatos de construcción que ya adoptaron a este instituto como parte de su red de entrenamiento para personas que quieran trabajar en trabajos de infraestructura y construcción, que son trabajos bien pagados y que esperamos que nuestros jóvenes y otras personas sean beneficiados por ese entrenamiento. So I leave it to you, Mr. President, now to let us know a little.
In the last 6 months, I mean, we had no idea how quickly this institute would grow, not just in terms of what its original mandate is, but how it would grow into the fabric of City College. So the trainings that have come online in the last couple of months, we're doing ground penetrating radar. We have a new partnership with the Teamsters where we're doing commercial driver's license training in our, what do you call them, the simulators. And then they're letting us use their trucks in an off-site. So we sat with Teamsters in this room and they said, there's 17,000 jobs in the United States for truck drivers that are not currently met. And they are as eager as possible to get us in those. Did you want to jump in? 70, sorry, I said 17? 70. So we will be putting our young people into those jobs. You mentioned our partnership with BCTC, the union. One of the beautiful things about that is they will not take our students unless there's a job waiting for them at the end, and they're taking as many students as we can send. So it is moving for us. The other thing we're doing, and Dee Dee is here at my elbow, she is largely responsible for this. We now have data on 27,000 City College students, from the major they took on this campus to every job they've had, including where they work right now. That caught the attention of New York State's Commissioner on Labor. And so we're now, with Rangel, but also with the college's graduates, working with that data and the Labor Commission to analyze all the gaps in the labor market statewide. We start with Harlem, we start with New York City, obviously, but if there are jobs in Rochester or Syracuse that can't get filled, and they're not filling those jobs, they have the Micron plant, they're building a new nuclear power facility up on Lake Ontario, they're rerouting Route 81 around Syracuse, they can't fill those jobs. We can fill those jobs. So, is there anything else that, could you talk a little bit about Elizabeth Crowley?
Yes, but one quick thing, he said international.
Yes.
And we were not prepared to do this. Angelo, you're taking us to Greece this year to do what?
So President Boudreaux is giving a commencement address at the American Farm School of Thessaloniki in Greece. Apparently, in New York City doesn't have all of the crops that we consume, like the coffee tree or the olive tree, but we're the culinary capital of the world. And apparently there's a lot of training and opportunity around the culinary that we have not thought about as much. We had it as a section, calling it the food infrastructure, but we visited the Culinary Institute of America, where they train all of the branches of the military, the chefs, all of the major, Michelin star level people, and it's all skills-based training. So we're exploring some collaboration with international organizations. We just got an article from the best publication in Spain, which is in Spanish, and highlights City College for both the academic and the professional, which was, before this arrangement and your contributions here, I don't think we had that. It was strictly research and academics, but now integrating more and more with the professional.
This has given us the opportunity to build relations with the unions, with the professional associations. I indicated, Dee Dee had gone down to speak at the BCTC conference and was approached by Elizabeth Crowley, who is responsible for
The Unionized Construction Management Program.
Construction management.
Teams.
So she just asked us, would we like it if she pulled together 20 of the big construction management conglomerates to be in conversation with City College with the idea that we would be the feeder of students into construction management across the city and across the state. So this is not BCTC, it's not the Teamsters, it's an entirely different professional association. So the expansion of this, the students that are here today are not, they're not Rangel Center students. They're in our engineering program, but as this program has grown and expanded, our Rangel Center students work during the day. So it's hard to get them here on a day like this. But the way we've approached this work and the relationships that we've built, including with ECP, which is here represented, has opened up all kinds of opportunities. So it's really connecting the college in every aspect of the education that we do with economic development, both in the lives of our students, but also in the lives of our society. And so thank you for this. We were in this room, folks, with Congressman Rangel and Congressman Espaillat and the leaders of these trade associations, and we weren't sure we were gonna get there, but.
On election day.
On
On election day. So a congressman sits down at a table that's not a poll table on election day, you know something's gonna happen.
I think I told you, Buzz, right?
Yes.
On election day.
Nice moment to say thank you.
Yeah, so I do wanna say this. We had great hopes for this program, and we pushed it forward, but Angelo Lampousas has taken this program on his back. He's built the relationships, he's figured out how to work with students and contact them, and we would not be where we are if he didn't bring commitment and expertise to this field. So I really wanna make sure that his work is acknowledged. So.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
I also want to acknowledge in turn my colleague from the EPA, Dr. Janine Mitchell, because we had the Brownfield Job Training Program even before the Wrangle in a very small fashion, and then with your the ecosystem that you helped us create, it has blown out in a good way. And I'm happy to report that last week one of our graduates of this program, who is with us, Paola Picarello, she just found a job. And I got the email from the company, GZA, who says candidates from CCNY were very impressive. And it was Paola and another student that we're looking for. And we know they found two of the cohort, so congratulations, Paola.
Which was with the State Department, train young people of color to be in the State Department, track of careers, right? And you could almost go there and you see a young person, black or brown young person, and almost guarantee they're going to tell you they were Wrangle Pickering scholars, right?
Many from City College.
Many from City College. So.
And they're trying to revitalize the paint program, which is under the same umbrella at
So,
Howard.
At Howard, yes. So he did that kind of work and did a lot of Caribbean-based economic opportunity work, and of course the empowerment zone here in Harlem, and a lot of stuff that he accomplished internationally. So the Wrangle name is an international brand, and to have the Wrangle Institute out there in other countries, I think is a great opportunity for not just for this district and City College, but for the country to go out there.
Yeah, he was one of the first meetings I took when I became president. He sat in that office and said, I don't know which president is gonna rebuild our infrastructure, but somebody will. And what could be more patriotic than to build a center that involves the whole people in that kind of work? And if I can say, as soon as you learned about that conversation, you became a force that pushed it forward. And so we're deeply, deeply grateful every step of the
Well,
way.
he never let me forget that commitment, believe me.
I saw him lobbying from time to time. It was quite an impressive sight.
It was something else.
Although you're no slouch yourself, I may say.
Let me just say also to you that I have asked the governor to commission for a mural of Congressman Rangel for the state office building. I wanted a statue like you have the Clayton Powell, but they twist my arm and it's a mural.
We got pictures for you too.
Yeah, oh yes, I got them. Well, thank you. So I sent a letter to the governor, and well, that should be an important day. And I hope that the institute could also someday enjoy its own sort of like structure, venue that we could all feel proud of. Not that it's not here now, but in the future, for it to be of that magnitude, that it will be its own entity within the umbrella, obviously, of City College.
Well, it's funny that you should say that.